Hello, welcome back. This is another tutorial video in how to make a fighting fantasy style game in AGS. So in this video we're going to set up the controls for these buttons so we can get them in position and displaying correctly, so we can start moving around and making choices. And we're going to do that using an extended function, and I will show you what we mean by that. So if we open up our scripts tab, I'm just going to create a new script. I'm going to call this page manager. So everything to do with pages is going to be in there. So whether it's displaying images, the buttons, moving from one page to another through choices or the continue button, it's all going to be handled in there. So let's load up our blank script, and we'll start with function. And now we did this before when we did our dice roller, if you remember, all the way back then. And I'm going to call this choice 1. Now normally, that would be your function, and you'd start typing your code. But we're going to actually put some options in these brackets that will give us so we're going to set some options. So the first thing we're going to do is a bool, and a bool is an integer, a variable that's just a simple 0, 1. It's on or off, true or false. So we're going to go with is on. So is the button on or off? Is it visible or not? The next is going to be an int, which is just a whole number, and that's going to be pos x, so the position, the x position of where the button's going to be on the page. Another integer, and that's going to be pos y, so the y position of our button. And then we're going to go with string, and this will be the text displayed, and it will be choice text. Okay. And that's everything we need. So say, for instance, if I copy that now, and then I go into the header of our page manager and just type in import and then paste that in with the semicolon, we could actually start using this now. So say, for instance, if I go to my room script and then just type in choice 1 and then the first bracket, and now straight away it wants me to choose a true or false. So I'll say we want this option to be on, then a comma again. Now it wants a number for its position, its x position. So I'll say we could say like 15, and then we need a y position, and that could be say 72 or something, 74, and now it wants our string choice text, which is the text that's going to be displayed in the button text. So it could be like check shelves, and that's in brackets as well. Not in brackets, in speech marks. And there you have it. Now we've set these correctly, but they don't do anything. Okay. So we need to, in the page manager, we actually need to write some code that dictates what each of these things does. So is on. So if is on equals true. Also a shorthand, instead of having to write equals true, you can literally just do that, and that means is true. Then what we will do is we're going to say b, because if we go to our page GUI, the first choice, wherever it is, yeah, so that's called, that name is b choice 1. So I'm going to go b choice 1 dot what did we do? So it's not clickable and it's not visible. Okay, so we need to switch them on. So dot visible equals true. So it's no longer transparent. Then we'll do b choice 1 dot clickable because we have that option there, clickable. So we're just going to change that to true. And that's it. So if we set this to be true, this will happen. Likewise, if is on equals false, and the shorthand for that is if we delete all that and we put an exclamation mark at the start, that means it's false. Then we can just copy this and set these to false. Okay. So now, when we set this true or false, it's actually going to do something. It's either going to show the button or it's not going to show the button. So the next thing for our X position, what we're going to do is we're going to go b choice 1 dot x. So the dot x position of our button equals pos x. So whatever number we write there, it's going to assign it to our dot x, the x attribute of our button. Then b choice 1 dot y equals pos y. So the y attribute of the button will be the same as that number. So we're essentially changing the left and the top. So this is the y coordinate, and that's the x coordinate. So we're just assigning whatever number we type into that function there and changing those values. So that's that and that's that. So the next thing to do is the text. We need to set some text. Okay. So so we know that there is a text the text displayed on the button. So we know that this is an attribute that we have access to and can change. So we'll do b choice 1 dot text equals string dot format, and it's going to be a percentage and an s. So like when we were doing the dice rolling, we were doing a percentage in D, and that was for an integer. But we're doing a percentage s, which means that it's a string. So we're going to do a comma, and then it's just going to be the same as that. So we're going to do choice text. So whatever text we write here is going to assign it into the buttons text attribute. And what I might do is I'll put a few spaces just to offset the text from the little button icon that we created, where it changes. And there we go. So let's try that. I'm just going to have to randomly put it somewhere because I don't really know. Say for instance, let's put it there. So 23173. Okay. So choice 1. So we're going to set it to true. We want to see it. 23 is the X position. 173 is the Y position. And we'll just say check door. Okay. And we'll save it. So let's run it and see what happens. So roll, 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 put our name, spend our points, and there's our check door. So that's we've set that to be visible, and there we go. So one little note to mention that if you open up your room graphic and go to your events tab and click on the leaves room function. So this code fires when we leave this room and go to the next one. You have to set all your choices basically back to be like off and invisible again, because when we move to the next room, that they will still be set to whatever they previously were. So in the next room, we may not want to display our options, or we may want to, change the text or change their position. So it's always best to do that at before room starts. So when we leave our room, we're going to make sure that we set all our choices to like off, basically. So what I'm going to do is, that's for our first choice. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to quickly copy and paste this for 3 more times. And this is going to be 2. And we're just going to change all this for the button 2, choice 2. Okay. This is going to be choice 3. 3, 3. Make sure we get all of these right. This is going to be 4. 4, 4. So extended functions are really powerful. They make life a lot easier when you can just set things in the function itself. So there we go. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty cool. Of course, they don't go anywhere, but we've just set up the controls for placing them in the room, and also, giving them things that they can do. Just making it a bit easier to manipulate the buttons, like where they go and their name. And I think that's enough for this video. In the next video, we'll continue with our page manager, and we'll actually get you moving from one page to the next. So I shall see you there.